I won't commit mistakes again in the future.
Jaycee Chan has built a career of action, laughter, and breathtaking stunts. However, behind that famous name lies a story not everyone knows. His son Jaycee has faced challenges that many couldn't imagine. The pressure of living up to a legendary father is immense. Fame can be a double-edged sword. For Jaycee, it has cut deep. As we explore his story, we uncover the struggles and the twists of fate that have shaped his life. It's one of expectations, personal battles, and the search for identity. What has been the cost of being Jaycee Chan's son? And why is Jaycee's life tragic? Watch this video until the end, and we'll answer your questions. The legend's son. Have you ever wondered how some kids are lucky and others are not? They were born into the right families, live comfortably, and are connected to the right people. Isn't that luck? That is the life Jaycee Chan lived. He was born in Los Angeles in 1982, and luckily, he had Hollywood royalties as his parents. The public's eyes must have been on him to become better than his parents. How did that go? Why is his story tragic? We'll find out soon. His mother, Joan Lin, was a Taiwanese actress, and his father, well, the legendary martial arts actor of all time. Jaycee must have always felt like he was living in the mere shadow of his father, considering he grew up when Jaycee Chan was a renowned pop icon known for his daring stunts and handsome face. It may have been tough, being placed on a pedestal as high as that. But Jaycee tried in his way. He filled his idle time with music, released several albums, and took up acting and being in a few movies. Yet, regardless of what he did, he couldn't shake the burning sensation that he lived in his father's shadow. Of course, there was college. Jaycee attended the College of William and Mary in Virginia, but only stayed for 2 semesters before deciding that he had given school enough of his time. Do you know why? He said, "All you can see in Virginia is sheep. Can you blame him?" Jaycee was born into a life full of luxury, parties, fun, and cars, and maybe Virginia would not do it for him. At this point, it looked like Jaycee was at a crossroads in his life, seeing he already decided to give up on school. Finally, in 2003, he made a big move to Hong Kong to become an actor. Being the center of music, films, and arts, Hong Kong is a city that is always bustling with activities, and Jaycee, determined to make the best out of his stay there, had a lot to prove, pending his last name, Chan. So, what did he do when he got to Hong Kong? He immersed himself in music, composing and writing lyrics for his debut album, Jaycee, released in 2004. That album turned out to be a solid foundation for him, and before he knew the next thing happening in his life, he got a part in the movie The Twins Effect 2, where his father had a minor role. However, Twins Effect wasn't the only movie he featured in. It was followed by Too Young, a Hong Kong-based romance film, in which he shared the screen with the cantopop star Fiona Sit. We can only guess they had some on-screen chemistry because they later starred as actors in Breakup Club in 2010. Jaycee's career was gaining momentum, and in 2007, he got the chance to feature in a movie production by Benny Chan, alongside Nicholas Tse and Sean Yue, this time in a pure action movie called Invisible Target. It was a big deal for Jaycee, and he hoped that this time, this film would set him on the right path to becoming a superstar. Unfortunately, the continued hype, promotions, and awards he got did not push his albums and movies to become popular. He did not get to sell enough of his records, and slowly, it dawned on everyone that having a famous last name was not a direct ticket to success. For instance, when his film Double Trouble was launched in Hong Kong, it failed. It only grossed a mere $9,000 United States dollars in the first 2 weeks. This seemingly put Jaycee under a lot of pressure, mostly because he struggled to find a place in a highly competitive entertainment industry, and it kept looking like they did not want him. Despite his efforts, he was still unable to stand on his own. Unfortunately, the bad news did not end there. The reception Double Trouble received was negative, with critics complaining about the uninteresting look of the movie, the unoriginal plot, and the poorly constructed action scenes. That's too bad. I was rooting for him. I guess Jaycee is not a big enough star yet to carry a film by himself. he'll have to share the billing with more established stars as he did with Nicholas C. in Invisible Target to build up his resume, a review noted. The reports were in, and all the statistics the film got were far from good. In China, Double Trouble earned $30,000 from 12 theaters. The reviews noted that if Jackie Chan were watching those tiny numbers, he might probably die from cringe because he was famous for producing hits. Another review indicated the movie was a clone without a soul. I'm not surprised. The trailer makes it seem like a generic HK action comedy from the 90s. It's slick, bright, and shiny, but I couldn't see anything resembling a coherent fight scene. It has the same look and feel as the Elder Chan's recent Chinese Zodiac trailer, except it is not nearly as polished or ambitious. However, amid all these thoroughly negative reviews, at least one stood out and gave an entirely different opinion. Ernest Hardy of The Village Voice offered his positive review, saying that Jaycee Chan made his father proud with his fighting prowess. Perhaps it was as if Jaycee was just relying on the Chan name to boost his career. Or better still, he wasn't even attempting to invent the wheel, but just imitating what was already known to be interesting. These reviews from the audience also made it seem like Jaycee's greatest hindrance to his success was mostly due to his lack of passion or commitment, and he was only making movies to popularize his music. However, the good news was that Jaycee had some of his father's charm, so they hoped his career would improve in the coming years. Were their expectations too high? Well, let's find out. The somewhat progression of Jaycee's career. What came as a shock to a lot of people was Jaycee Chan, who reportedly decided to give up his American nationality in the early 2009 and become Chinese instead. Originally, the news appeared on Chinese websites, and many considered this well-thought-out action as an appeal to the Chinese audience, which could inadvertently turn his declining career around. It was the most daring decision, one that he was sure would affect his future life and his life at work. From being the son of a world-famous action star, Jackie Chan, Jaycee had always looked at the world differently since he grew up traveling between Hong Kong and America, thus embodying everything that came with the two distinct cultures. Jaycee's decision to renounce his United States citizenship was a declaration to show his commitment to his Chinese background. Amid the speculations, he took to his Instagram to confirm the rumors. The decision went well with those who had grown up admiring his father. Still, it was a huge gamble because the question of whether it would reap big in the future remained unanswered. Would his action be enough to reignite the flames of his fading career? One of his first achievements was doing a voiceover for the younger version of his father's character, Master Monkey, in the animated film Secrets of the Furious 5. Jaycee was also responsible for the voice of Bo's master in the Cantonese animated movies Kung Fu Panda and Kung Fu Panda 2. These roles showed he could perform as a voice actor and showcased how he could bring his characters to life. Following this success, in 2011, he got the chance to share screens with his father in Jackie's 100th movie, called 1911. However, the coming together made for one of Jackie Chan's less successful and most critically panned movies. Nonetheless, Jaycee did not back down. In 2015, Jackie stated that Jaycee had been willing to pen an outline and script a sequel to CZ12, and that he would do the movie if it's right. However, one question continues to plague our minds and critics alike. Why has Jackie Chan's son not been able to achieve the same success as his father? To understand this, let's look at the early successes of Jackie Chan's career. The Jackie Chan story. 1985 remained a major milestone for Jackie Chan because Hollywood finally recognized him. His unique combination of martial arts and comedy when performing captivated fans, and he became a well-known icon in the United States. However, what inadvertently set Jackie apart from all the other international stars was that while they did not acknowledge their ethnic origins in front of the cameras, Jackie Chan never stopped being Chinese. Even after becoming successful in the United States, he never forgot his background. This authenticity to his roots must have attracted much attention from fans because he was sought after and admired. Jackie did not try to become an American-style comedian like other Chinese artists who tried to blend in with American society. To prove this, He strongly demonstrated his pride in his heritage when he graced the 2016 Governor's Awards. He showed gratitude to his birthplace, Hong Kong, and his country, China, when he accepted the award. "I want to thank you, Hong Kong, incredible city, my hometown, my hood, who made me, China, my country. I am proud to be Chinese." Brianna Ross, a massive fan of Jaycee Chan, when asked in a recent interview what she liked most about Jaycee, stated that he was very proud of his culture. "It is really refreshing seeing someone like Jaycee Chan, who came to America knowing who he was and wanting to share his culture with the world. Hollywood immigrants and actors are always under pressure, pressurized into becoming something that they are not for our benefit, but not Jaycee Chan. So, if you're wondering what made Jaycee Chan successful, well, he got really big. And that's because he got a really good foundation in martial arts when he was still young. He was trained at the China Drama Academy, better known as the Peking Opera School, where he mastered acting and even martial arts. He was a quick learner and effectively imbibed everything that seemed to make him a better professional. And it paid off, big time. Additionally, Jaycee gained fame, especially because of his hard work and dedication. Most of the action-packed roles he performed were known for not using stunt doubles, and they undoubtedly became some of the best. From performing killer stunts without backups, it was just mind-boggling. But that's not where it ends. Jaycee liked the idea of realism and ensured that every movie he made or featured in looked as natural as possible, which is why he is still our legend today. Jaycee Chan is also amazingly versatile when it comes to film production. Not only is he a very gifted actor, but he also knows his business as a screenwriter, director, and choreographer. Is there anyone else you know who can boast of writing, directing, and acting in their movies? Then, of course, there was the golden age of Hong Kong movies, which just happened to align with the success peak of Jaycee Chan. It was as if fate had handed it to him on a platter of gold. And from nowhere, Hong Kong cinema was conjuring up some of the best action movies ever made. At the center of all these movies were legendary martial arts stars like Jaycee Chan and Sammo Hung, among others. Who did not grow up watching movies like Drunken Master, Police Story, or Armor of God? These movies are still loved today, and it is amazing how much they are still talked about. You could also say that Jaycee Chan was the face of Chinese action movies back then. He was the face of Hong Kong cinema, and his films were a large part of what made that era so great. However, when we look at his son, Jaycee Chan, we cannot feel anything but a footprint of tragedy. What is the difference between Jaycee Chan and his son? Why isn't Jaycee making the same impact or attracting accolades like his father? Jaycee's tragic fate. Jaycee Chan may have been living a luxurious life, but all that changed in 2014. It was the 18th of August, and there were news broadcasts that Jaycee was detained by Beijing police on the 14th of August of the same year. Apparently, he was caught with drugs alongside Taiwanese actor Kai Ko. Jaycee was taken into custody, and the Chaoyang masses, who were the key informants, were credited for tipping off the authorities. During the investigation, police searched Jaycee's apartment and discovered more than 100 grams of illicit substances. After being arrested for only 14 days, Kai Ko was released from detention, mostly because he told the authorities he only used those illicit substances for the first time in Jaycee's house. However, Jaycee was punished much more severely. He was faced with criminal charges and even the death penalty. The allegations were serious, and Jaycee was charged because he housed the other people who came to consume illicit substances in his home. It brought controversy to the entertainment industry and put Jaycee's destiny to a juncture. Jaycee Chan, his father, was shocked by this terrible news, and the family's reputation was damaged. The same name his father worked hard to uphold. In a shocking revelation that shook the entertainment industry, Jaycee later admitted he had been taking drugs for 8 years. After this incident happened, it affected him as well as his social relationships with other people. What made the situation even more ironic was that at that time, Jaycee's father had been China's anti-drug goodwill ambassador since 2009. While the entertainment industry's outrage over Jaycee Chan's arrest was still fresh, his co-accused, Kai Ko, stepped forward to tender his apologies. Police footage aired on CCTV showed Ko crying as he apologized for his actions. "I have set the worst example," he said. "I have made a big mistake." Was he truly sorry, or just acting up for pity? Ko's family was also captured going to the Beijing detention center to meet him, where they apologized on their son's behalf. The rest of his family members were upset, and Ko's father made particular efforts to state to reporters that he raised an unfit son and that he was fully to blame for all the incidents committed by Ko. While Jaycee Chan's arrest stayed in the headlines, Jaycee Chan, his father, issued an apology for his son's substance use. In the statement, he apologized and publicly acknowledged that he was embarrassed and disgraced by his son's actions. It was unusual for Jaycee Chan to be this emotional. During the investigation, the Beijing Dongcheng Procurator's Office sanctioned the formal arrest of Jaycee Chan on the 17th of September 2014. The charge? Accommodating drug users. Jaycee's mother said her son had time to read, having borrowed over 100 books as he spent his 32nd birthday in prison. Aftermath of Jaycee's substance use. Jaycee Chan's trial started on the 9th of January 2015, after being detained for 148 days. The young actor, once seen on the list of rising stars, now appeared in the court waiting for the final verdict. The verdict was swift and decisive. Prosecutors demanded 6 months in prison and a fine of 2,000 yuan. During his sentencing, Jaycee Chan apologized for his mistakes while admitting that he was wrong to disobey the laws of the land and agreed with the penalty given. Significantly, Jaycee's parents did not attend the hearing to distance themselves from their son's misconduct. Before the court session began, Jaycee Chan had very boldly gone on record to say that he would not use his influence to intervene between the trial and the adjudication of the case, and this, we knew, was a clear indication of the kind of man he is. Jaycee Chan was released from jail on the 13th of February 2015, after the end of his 6 months of imprisonment. It was as if being behind bars had taught him to be a good citizen because his behavior was quite different when he came out. Even during his detention, Chan had penned the most humble 3-page letter to his mother, reminiscing over the incident and vowing not to repeat it. Subsequently, a day after his release, Chan apologized to the public at a press conference. Within the 4-minute passing speech, he admitted to breaking the law and was fully prepared to shoulder the consequences of his behavior. He apologized for the bad influence that his arrest had on society, disappointing his fans and making his associates incur losses. He also promised to be a law-abiding citizen, and while he still planned to make it big in the entertainment industry, he was dedicated to spending time with his family. Before his arrest in August 2014, he was shooting the movie Monk Comes Down the Mountain. The movie was an adaptation of a well-known book, so the hype and anticipation were much, and Chan, being attached to the project, only increased the hype. However, after his arrest, no credits were given to him for the role he played. This resulted from his actions. The decision to remove Chan's credit from the movie was likely to remove them from the controversy that came along with Chan's arrest. So they thought. It was a real setback for Chan as it completely removed his part in the making of the film. You would think this would be the last of the many controversies Chan got tangled with, but here's more. Jaycee's reputation and image. Many have associated Jaycee Chan with extravagance. Some even see him as a playboy. Even though he is one of the movie industry's legend's sons, his movies and songs have received very little commercial and critical acclaim despite huge promotion and backing. This lack of success has made many people label him the Fuerdai, a term used to describe a spoiled brat from a wealthy background. This label wasn't born out of nowhere. In 2014, the People's Daily newspaper listed Chan as one of China's strongest wastrel Fuerdai. Chan proved them right when he was arrested for substance use. It wasn't just his career that had a downward slope. All the endorsement deals with multinational companies, such as Adidas, Nivea, and Chevrolet, worth millions of dollars, were canceled immediately after the arrest was made. After serving his sentence in prison, Jaycee Chan changed his way of life. He became reserved and even relocated to Taipei, where his mother lived, to avoid the lights and cameras. If he decided to go out anyway, he made sure he wore masks and inadvertently walked around the city like a junior student who had just been disciplined. Jaycee Chan's manager also revealed that the actor had reunited with his mother, Feng Zhao, but the meeting place was undisclosed. The manager's simple statement, "It is true that he is by his mother's side at the moment," was enough to calm his fans. Closely related sources reported that the reunion with Jaycee was touching because, in a long time, the two had not hugged each other. Jaycee, whose tears allegedly were tears of shame and regret, realized the extent of the consequences of his actions and the pain he inflicted on his dear mother. At the same time, Feng Zhao cried joyfully because she had her son back home. Adding a twist to the event, Chan claimed he had been in Los Angeles when the COVID-19 outbreak started in the United States. At first, he had considered returning to the United States, but due to the escalation of the virus, he decided to remain in Los Angeles. Chan thought the longer journey back to Taipei might expose him to the virus. Following his release from prison, Jaycee Chan tried to repair the damages he caused. He started by calling all his work partners, friends, and relatives to apologize for his mistakes. His apologies went beyond words as he acknowledged the pain others went through because of what he did. Back in 2011, Jaycee Chan made a rather surprising statement during the awards ceremony in Beijing, declaring that he would not give 50% of his money to his son Jaycee Chan upon his demise, but would give it to charity instead. Jaycee explained that if Jaycee were capable, he would earn his own money. If he were not, he would just squander his father's money. However, after Jaycee served his time in jail, the father and son duo were finally together in Taiwan, which marked a really important phase in their pending relationship. Ever since Jaycee went astray, their relationship had gone down the drain. Jaycee said, "I hadn't seen him for too long. I feel he's matured this time." When Jaycee and Jaycee first saw each other again, they did not talk about anything wrong that had happened in the past. Instead, they stayed together and discussed family issues. They danced together, chatted for hours into the night, and got along quite well. "We didn't talk about unhappy things. It was all family chat. We talked into the night and didn't sleep." And finally, before leaving to continue filming, Jaycee Chan decided a nice way to bond with his son was by giving him a haircut. Jaycee's behavior today may have been a result of parenting. In an interview with Jaycee Chan, he reflected on the kind of parenting he gave his son. And in sober reflection, he wished he had put his son in the army when he was young because it would have toned down his character. It's interesting to see the traditional kind of parenting because different generations have different styles of raising children. Comparing the traditional way he was raised, Jaycee Chan mentioned he always had his shoes arranged and organized, unlike his son, who would leave them completely disorganized. Jaycee is 41 now. Recently, he released this mind-blowing video for his song In Search for Darkness. It feels like he is pulling through the personal challenges he overcame. He wrote the song, composed, and even directed the video himself. The video depicts his journey through disappointment, regret, and overcoming a dark period. And so the question remains, is this the start of a new life for Jaycee Chan? Will he be able to create a new, happy future and leave behind his past and the mistakes that have inadvertently defined him? What are your thoughts and opinions on Jaycee Chan's life? How long do you think he will remain in the good lane? Do you believe his father will eventually will his wealth to him? Feel free to share your views in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Before you go, explore the other videos displayed on your screen.